So this title will start a hellstorm, but let me define what I mean, okay? There's a level of nuance missing here. The post is going to discuss relativity, because here's the thing these black pillars do, okay? Red pillars do this too, but black pillars, it's easier to call it out because they use numbers. They use scales, so it's easier to articulate the point I'm making. They culminate everything. So for example, looks. Looks is a good measure of this, right? They say, well, 1 to 10 looks, I know some of them don't like 1 to 10, but 1 to 10 is very simple, everyone can understand it. 1 to 10 looks, we're going to culminate everything on the internet, social media, all the social media personalities, all this stuff, and all of this stuff, and we're going to put it on a list, and we're going to chart it out. So this is a 10, this is a 9, 8, 7, 6, etc. So if you want to be average, right, you got to be right here. That's what they say. Average is right here. But there's an issue with doing this, and there's a great analogy here. I'm going to use physiques as an analogy. If you go on social media and look at physiques, okay, you can see people with pumps, perfect lighting, this, that, and the third. Okay, perfect camera angle. They took 1,000,000 photos and they just picked one really good one. All this stuff, photo shoots, professional, all this stuff. If you go, if you factor in the social media physiques, the average physique is probably gonna be like right here. Okay, this is the average physique on social media when you factor that in. However, when you go into the real world, okay, and this is the point here, when you go into the real world, the average physique's really over here, like all the way back here. That's the average physique. So if you, like, this is the average physique on social media, you're here, okay? Like, you go to social media like, well, I'm only average, it's not nothing special, right? If you go in the real world, the average person's all the way back here, okay? This physique, the average social media physique, you go outside with that and people are like, oh my god, it's great physique. Girls are going to be turning their heads at you. But social media is just an average guy. The only people that turn heads on social media are the people all the way over here, okay? So the point is, it's skewed. The scale of 1 to 10 on physiques isn't actually, when you factor in social media physiques, isn't really true in the real world. It's skewed, okay? And that's the same thing I'm going to say about status, looks, and money, okay, to these black pillars. And red pillars talk about it too, but black pillars use numbers, so it's easier to articulate. It's skewed to the right, okay? They factor in, those people who have perfect lighting, perfect angles, they took hundreds of photos, they, blah, 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 blah. They factor that in, so it's skewed to the right. So the truth is, and this ruins a lot of people's confidence, because they're like, well, the average person's all the way down here. I'm back here. How can I get up to there? But the truth is, the average, if you go into the real world, the average is all the way back here. So if you're back here, you don't have much work to do to get up to average. And you couldn't even get to up to above average. Okay? This is what a lot of incels talk about. Well, looks matter so much. Looks. Oh my god, I'm so ugly. I can't do... On the scale of social media looks, sure, you're really ugly, maybe. More times than not, you're not actually that ugly. And there's a difference between being ugly and being ugly. Like, being ugly is being fat, okay? Then you're ugly. And there's a difference between ugly, like your face is deformed. There's two different types of ugly. One's completely in your control, one's completely your fault, and the other one's like, well, that sucks, right? But in any case, if you're ugly, you can almost always get up to average or above average. But the thing is, they think that average is all the way up here. Now, can you get to this average without good genetics? Probably not. But the point is, this average isn't the true average. It's a skewed average. When you correct it properly, you don't need good genetics to be average or above average. And even then, I guess we're talking about looks, money, status, so I can address this point. These incels talk about, well, I'm not good looking, how can I have friends, the halo effect, and the halo effect is true, right? We have to be nuanced about this. There are certain aspects of what they're saying that is true. But the point is, you don't have to be good looking, or even above average, to have a good social life. There's plenty of ugly people, like ugly as in fat, and even ugly people as in genetically ugly. I see they have good social lives. They have friends, they're not incels, all this stuff. So, I guess that there's a connection between looks and status. Looks and status aren't mutually exclusive things. That's what they treat it as. If you're not good looking, then you can't get good status. It's not true. Okay, there's plenty of ugly people with very high status. Things are not exclusive terms. So, people look at these scales and they treat them like gospel, right? The social media gospel scale. Like, the average is over here. Oh my god, how can I get to this average? And they lose confidence because they don't rank well. But the truth is, the scale is extremely skewed to the right. Okay? So, given the fact, the reality of the situation, where the average is all the way back here for physiques, looks, money, status, all the stuff. Anyone could get past here. I mean, this is nothing. This is absolutely nothing. You can get all the way up here. I mean, you're going to be so far above average. And you have any type of genetic gift, I mean, you can get all the way up, up to here. Right? So don't lose hope. Okay? The truth is, this looks money status scale. It is important in the sense that you can't be a complete loser in any of these regards. You can't be all the way in the back. Okay? But the point I'm attacking is that the scale they tell you is skewed. Okay? Truth is, it's more to the left than to the right, as they say.